Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for another episode. As the title of the episode would indicate, and the background cards that you see in front of you would support as well, we're going to do a quick look here at some recent pickups that are one of my absolute favorite parallels in modern sports cards. These are the Upper Deck Clear Cut parallels. Upper Deck started doing these back in 2016. So they've been around about 5 years now. This upcoming set that should be rolling out this fall or early winter, if it has them, that'll be the 6th year that they have existed. I just love these. They're basically the regular base card from the flagship set, but printed on acetate or a see-through cardstock. And I've got a couple of the other ones up in the background here that I've shown off on the channel in the past. Some greats of the game who I think some of which are at least destined for the Hall of Fame, maybe all three of those guys. But these are really tough parallels. They are not serial numbered, but they fall at a rate of 1 every 3 hobby boxes or every 72 hobby packs. So pretty rare. You're only getting like 4 of these per case, and they parallel the entire base set, which is 500 cards year in and year out for Upper Deck. So the odds of finding any one player are pretty slim, and they're pretty tough cards to track down. So I really enjoy these, and I have some that I picked up recently for just cheap coin and wanted to just batch them into a video here and show them off quick. So first one, as I free it from its get the tape off this here. This was an eBay pickup. Got this for $1, and it's from last year's Upper Deck set, Series 1 set, and it is Bobby Ryan of the Ottawa Senators. He is, I guess, not highly collected. He's had some off-ice issues and personal struggles that have impacted his game over the years, but when he's on, he's a very talented player, was a high draft pick, and he's sort of dealt with some things, sort of like a Theo Fleury type person in that sense, some demons that he's had to get past. But that's a neat card, and I got that for $1. So, for, again, cards that fall just 4 per case, I feel like $1 for even like a semi-star type player is a pretty good deal. Here's another one, and I alluded to this one on a video the other day, and was fortunate enough to pick this up because of a mislabeling of the auction by the seller. So I saw this when I was looking up clear-cut cards on eBay, and this card was $1. And I was thinking to myself, like, I don't follow the Western Conference that much, being here in New England, but basically thought this guy was pretty impressive for the Vancouver Canucks. But I'm like, hey, this is only $1. Maybe he's kind of fallen off the radar. And then I noticed that the auction was actually titled, so here's the card. This is Brock Besser, and the seller had this listed as Brick Bozer, which is close, but no cigar. And so because of that, I'm assuming that this probably wasn't coming up in very many searches for either Besser fans or Canucks fans. Was able to capitalize on that and get this 2018 clear-cut parallel for $1. He's a promising young player, and this one looks good with the Joe Thornton in the background there. It's from the same set, so that is pretty neat. And the Ovechkin, for that matter. So another 2018 there. We'll take those down for a moment because I have, to close this out, a small lot of these that I got. This was a hand-picked lot for me. This wasn't sold as a lot, but what I did is I was on Sport Lots and looking around at these parallels to see what was out there for just a couple bucks of, good players, because I really think these are very undervalued parallels and cards, especially in hockey. I know Topps has these for baseball as well, but they're numbered to like 10, so they're really difficult. And I also think acetate, translates better to a game that's played on ice. I really like that see-through element and clear element of these when it comes to hockey. So anyway, looking around, I noticed one particular seller seemed to have quite a few of these that I was into, and so ended up picking up 7, I believe it is, clear-cut parallels from various seasons, and the grand total for all 7 of these was $21 and change. So on average, paid about $3 a piece for these. So first and foremost, a guy who I don't have a whole lot of in my collection, and I'm trying to change that, Charlie McAvoy. So with the departure of Zdeno Chara, he has become sort of one of the lead defensemen for my hometown Boston Bruins, and a very talented young player, local kid, and has been impressive in his first couple seasons in the league. So I was happy to get this 2018 McAvoy, which again is a match to that Ovechkin and Thornton in the background. So I'm starting to get quite a few from the 2018 release, it seems like. And speaking of which, here's another 2018 John Tavares, former New York Islander and current Toronto Maple Leaf. Definitely a star player. You can see Brad Marchand in the background here beyond Tavares' cards. So these are just really, really neat. Great job by Upper Deck with these parallels. And as I said, the rarity on these is really intriguing to me. They get very difficult to find within a couple of years of release. Here's another 2018, and I picked this one up kind of for the same reasons as the McAvoy. Don't really have this guy represented in my collection, and it is Jake Guentzel of the Pens. So pretty cool. Obviously, he's benefited from playing alongside the likes of Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin to start his career, but he's been successful in his own right. So happily grab that one, and especially because I think this one cost something like $2, something along those lines. So pretty neat. I've got 4 more here. First up is a guy from the Dallas Stars. And this is someone who I don't really have represented in my collection as well. So sort of same logic here as the Guentzel and the McAvoy. Miro Heiskanen. He is a talented defenseman for the Stars. D-men don't get a lot of love. I fully recognize that. But again, this was like $2. And, he's a guy that is intriguing and that I certainly will follow closely as his career unfolds. And at that price point, for this rarity, just couldn't pass that up. I haven't really shown it back here, but the only way that these differ from the standard Upper Deck cards, of course, is the back, because obviously they can't, have the normal statistics and layout on the back of the card without impacting the clarity and the transparency that's going on from the front here. So you just get a condensed basic bio that they kind of hide creatively behind the picture on each card. You can see that here on the Guentzel as well. All right, and then I've got probably the best 3, I guess, here for last. From the 2019 release, Big Z, Zdeno Chara. His career is winding down. He's back with the Islanders this year, who's the team that he came into the league with initially. But I think he's something like 44 years old. Don't quote me on that. So he's obviously, this is probably it this year. And as someone who helped bring a Stanley Cup to the city of Boston when I was a fan and was a team captain and, just the leader of that Bruins team for so many years, he's someone that I've been trying to focus on picking up a little bit more cardboard of. And I actually have a pretty nice Chara single that I picked up on eBay recently coming in an episode soon. Continuing on with that theme, here's the 2020 Chara from last year's set with the Bruins. I believe he's also in Series 2 or extended with the Capitals, who he had a 1-year stint with last year, playing alongside Alex Ovechkin and gang down there in DC. And then the very last card, a guy who is unfortunately dealing with injury again after coming back and absolutely dominating the Stanley Cup playoffs last year en route to a second consecutive Stanley Cup championship. Nikita Kucherov. This guy is supremely talented. He won the scoring title a couple years back and is basically one of the few players in the league not named McDavid or Draisaitl, or who's not an Edmonton Oiler, that could threaten for a scoring title or an MVP, in any healthy season. But injury is becoming an issue with him. He's missed a lot of time. He missed the entire regular season last year before returning to the playoffs, and he's already down now early for the Lightning and is going to miss some time. So Told I did see a headline that he's expected back this season. So I hope Nikita does well with his recovery. And yeah, that's it for today. Just wanted to show off this latest inbound batch of these things. I just think these are too cool. Really underappreciated parallels in the modern hockey landscape. So if you are a modern player collector, highly encourage you to get out there and look on COMC or eBay and see if you can find one of these clear cuts for your guy. That's it for today. Just wanted to do something a little bit different and a little more focused for a change. Hope you appreciated these, and I will certainly be back in the near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.